Everyone, welcome to our very first thesis.io community call. I'm B, and today I'm really excited to be here and walk you through this episode. And we're also lucky enough to have Tu Chu, CBO of Origin Labs, joining us as well. He'll be sharing everything that's been going on with thesis, from progress to what's coming next. So, hi Tu, how it's going?
Hi, B. Yeah, happy to be here. Yeah, thanks for organizing this.
So I'm glad to hear it. So if you're all set, maybe let's get started.
Yeah, let's go.
So I heard that you just got back from the Solana summit in Da Nang, and not
Mhm.
only that, you also spoke at one of the events hosted by SQR DAO, where you introduced Oraichain and also thesis to not only Web3 community but also Solana community. And to me, that's pretty cool. And can you tell us a bit about how it went?
Yes. Yeah, I was participating in like a square down event, the side event with the Solana Summit. I believe the first biggest Solana event in Vietnam in 2025. So we've been talking about AI blockchain and got a time for like a showcase thesis to not only with the Solana community but also the overall Vietnamese Web3, and also with the people that's like not in Web3 but the one to get on board in Web3, and they find thesis a very helpful tool for them to like get access into the huge amount of data on blockchain at the moment. So I think most of yeah, I love to share about what we learned from that and from the Solana community and other like a project that's participating in the conference. So I believe like AI and blockchain is still the hottest topic at the moment for the Web3 world at the now. People talk about like how AI can helping others Web2 to onboard into Web3, how it can make simplification on board for people that's not familiar with the extension wallet, about non-custody, and then about like a DEX and the breaching the assets crossing multiple change, something like that. AI somehow makes all things complex in Web3 much more simple, so people can get access to that. The other example, people who getting into crypto, many of them interest into a simple trade, like they want to make money quick, or they just want to find some insight from the on-chain data, but they don't have access to like Explorer, premium data, or they only able to communicate like human. They don't communicate like design. They don't communicate like people who understanding Web3 so far. So they find that thesis is very useful. When I demo it to them, they kinda impressed, how it can get the premium data like that, how it can do the math, do all the calculating, and it can give me the signal, give me the deep research about some project I'm been looking for. And I think thesis is still very young product, and having some such validation from the people who we demo to them is kind of like a promising. So I believe that thesis will be keep cooking in order to satisfy the growth and scale. So yeah, that the one I take over from like a Solar Summit.
I mean, that's amazing, and I must say that you nailed it as always. And also, you just mentioned that there's a lot of progress happening behind the scenes, right?
Yep.
So I believe that many of us are very curious about that. Can you share like what's already rolled out, or maybe just give us a sneak peek of what's coming next?
Yeah, I love to. So I think like the idea of like we organizing this is in order to keep the users and all the people who care about thesis about what we've been cooking on. Because I've been talking with a lot of teams, including like a super team in Indonesia, some like a product team from like a Indonesian government that's working on AI, real world access. So I believe that like a thesis is cooking a kind of like a very complex technologies and combining a lot of like a complex topic together. So I think like maybe like not all of like people may catch up to that. So I think it's good when we can organizing this community call and sharing the updates by week, so people can understand what are happening under the hood. So we can like give more people the confidence about the product and keep more confident about how they can leveraging the skills with like AI research by prompting and using our thesis as a platform for the crypto research. So to start with that, I love to like introduce like summary about like the updates we've been delivering in like last 15 days from June. So a quick update is like we have been have releasing all things here has been in production, so you can kind of like have a try on the app.thesis.io in order to see like how that happening. So first, like we have the token price evaluation. So I may not have that here on the link, but like you can understand like whenever you have a report that is like it doesn't give you the correct data, like you may like tell the thesis to like give me the report with Bitcoin in $60,000. So kind of like you're gonna see the alert giving you some recommendation like the price may not right. Do you want like a thesis to recheck that? Because we all know that's like a ML model can probably like hallucinate sometime. I mean, a lot of time. Thesis may solve that, but like still not 100%. So that happens. So hallucination happens, and that's why like the evaluation mechanism under the in background with the thesis run the evaluation check for all the research after it is completed. We're gonna release the update later on like how to make that more real time. Like maybe like a result is not complete, it can recheck it and improve that in on the fly. But that's should be another day. The update will be real time check with like CoinGecko, Oraichain Oracle, CoinMarketCap APIs, and it's gonna happen and see that's on the right side panel. So I mean like when you do the research, something like this, you're gonna see like some kind of like alert on the right side here. That's like showing like the price is may not right, and it's can verify. You can do that, click that, and that's it's gonna be verified. So kind of like a no effort from you, just like do a check. Another thing is like reducing the research in time. I think like not many people are. I'm not sure like if everyone is looking into that, but like that's a really like a huge improvement for us because like we manage it in order to cloud-based a whole thesis platform. So by doing that, we able to reduce the research in time. So like when you start a prompt, like when you start do a research, something like that, and you hit the enter. Previous thesis version maybe take about like 30 seconds, but now like it's only reduced into like a 10 second to 5 seconds sometimes. So the huge benefit of that is not just the speed, but because of like we able to bring the whole thesis platform on cloud. So that's mean like that's why like we come up with another update about like giving the open beta to all the users, because now we can scale that on cloud. That make things much more simple, much more easier for like a large user base to join thesis and experience the AI research for crypto. So I think like this update is may sound very technical, but it actually is very important for a lot of users to get into our system. Another thing is like I wish I have more time to talk about that, but like a thesis is come from the idea of researching, and when you have research, you have the information, and with the information, you want to do some action, but you are so scared, you don't want to kind of like put your real money in. Only when you see things turn out very good, and then you want to put the things into the execution. So kind of like we have the three step at the beginning, like a milestone for thesis from the day one when we said about research for the information, experiment with the result, and then the execution for the real things. So with that, like we release the mock trading. So kind of like if you do the research on perpetual trading or stable coin yield, you can see like you have the option in order to execute the paper trade for the research result that you have created. So kind of like it's allow thesis allow you to auto detect the entry and exits and simulate the P&L of the position from your research. With that, you can kind of like simulate and see, okay, if I listen to thesis, how should I be now? Should I be wrong? Should I be right? How should I improve my prompt in order to kind of like improve that into the next research another time? And kind of like we cover a lot of token data from Hyperliquid, DYDX, and GMX. So kind of like about like more than 90% of perpetual DEX data across the blockchain. So I believe that this function is very huge. So yeah, I hope that like our community member can give it a try and then see how it can give you more confidence in order to continually use and improve your crypto research with thesis. Another thing is like yeah.
Yeah, I just say that it's fantastic, and I would love to try it as soon as
Yeah,
possible.
absolutely. So smart trading is free for everyone. So you just do the paper trade, and it's incubate. It includes with thesis if you are normal users. So give it a try.
I
Yeah,
love
we
it.
have like a couple of like another block on the discovery. I believe that's like you're gonna see that's like we have the discovery part for the research from other people who like to publishing their content to the community. So kind of like we make the discovery more discoverable by kind of like merging the research prompt to discovery list in one page. So you can see like now you can just prompt, see things here, finding research or not deep research, and then you can browse for other people research by just a one browse. So kind of like everything on one page give you like a full exposure from like to the all the members. And like we make the thesis if you see that's like we make a lot of improvement with the discovery thumbnail. So in order like you want to see like all the content here has been created with like a 100% with AI. We do some optimization in order to get the thumbnail here relevant with the like a content that it produced. So everything here you're gonna see that's like being cooked with like a lot of like a ML model being cherry picking from what's good, what's bad, and evaluating from another ML model to pick it here. And you're gonna see like if the post is about Binance Alpha, point farming, you see the thumbnail is very relevant with the Binance logo, the gains, the farming, and you see on the bottom right here, all the thumbnail is included with the thesis branding. So with that, we are trying to do something like to expose all the thesis content to the as many as possible like exposure. So everybody may know that notice this content and give the product more attention from the whole crypto community. And I think like
Awesome.
not just with that, yeah, not just with that, we able to support the sell content on discovery content. So kind of like now all the content on thesis is being sell suitable. So kind of like it can index on Google, it can be search, it can be like helping from other search index. Yeah, and absolutely like fitting with the AI Gen AI search engine. So kind of like we hope that like one day like all the content on thesis can be very useful for people to search for, and they can find that's like a thesis so useful. And the last is like improving the discovery content on thesis on social media. So last time I believe you're gonna see like a thesis is very boring, like we only see uh, logo thesis, on like maybe let's try this. We're gonna go to .x and we're gonna see thesis, and all the content when we including the link is kind of like boring. We have the research, and it's only showing the thumbnail of the default thumbnail. So it's not kind of like fitting with the content of the research discovery. It's only showing you the default thumbnail for all the research. So kind of boring. So with that, we do some improvement. So we can say like now like all the content is become kind of like properly thumbnail display and the content summary on meta tag. I may not include the picture here, so I'm gonna post some screenshot from the link I have created on Telegram. So kind of like you're gonna see all the content if you're posting on Telegram, on X, on Facebook. It's gonna like showing the all the thumbnail properly. So you're gonna see the content ahead from clicking it. So it's make more interesting, and everything is very relevant to the content. So all the links work, and all the marketing can be very helpful with that. So yeah, that's a part of the make the discovery more discoverable. So kind of like we encouraging all the community members to work on thesis, share your research, uh, yeah, and like share that to your friends, to your community, to anyone that you think like that research can be helpful for them, because now like everything is make everything very suitable for exploring the discovery content. And yeah, with that, we believe that we can scale thesis much more. And the more users, the more clever the system can be. Yeah,
Fantastic.
and
I mean, like
yeah,
everyone will be marketing staff, and we will work together, right?
yeah. So kind of like we make it work for you, so you can just like working on that in order to producing the good content, and yeah, make yourself like comfortable on like researching on crypto. And I think like the last not least is like we have the open beta. So the open beta is live from last week, I believe. We have enabling the X login with the free 1 deep research per day and unlimited follow-up on discovery. So in case you haven't noticed, so all the content on X on thesis have the related research and have the dig deeper section. So all the content here giving you an area for you to digging deeper in order to kind of like finding the suitable insight you want, but the research itself doesn't show it. So you can kind of like make a follow up, and all the follow up is free. So we want to make sure like all the knowledge, all the learning should be free to anyone, even like you're not the power users, you're not Origin stakers. So make sure like you can read, check out thesis, see what content make give you most interesting, and then like you can finding deeper information from that. Just click to that, and it's gonna open the follow up on the right, and you can kind of like explore that. So like for example, like here, how institution flow impact the Bitcoin market dynamic. I just hit there, and it's gonna follow up the content, go down into the content that is the research been working on, and it's gonna render the answer there.
Huge.
Yeah. See, yeah. So kind of like it's gonna break
Mm.
down all information uses or leverage it from the research before, bring it back, and then give you the deeper information you want to dive on. So yeah, the information on crypto and on blockchain generally is huge. So with that, we hope that it can make your researching time much more shorter and but much more powerful. So not only with that, we have ensuring that the hallucination on the follow-up is limited by adding the extensively reasoning and alternative knowledge. In case you don't know, like we have kind of like a huge knowledge management system beneath our thesis. So we hope that like when you do the follow-up, the hallucination and the data, it should be maximized. So with that, you can leveraging your knowledge. It may not see on the production, but like on the behind, we use some kind of like evaluation and the extensive knowledge in order to solve that. So hopefully, like if you see something still not work out, give us a tweet and like tag us. We're happy to dive in. Yeah, and that is for like kind of like a lot of updates from July, from June. So kind of like we still do the shipping every week. So kind of like with now we working on some sort of like a core AI engine research. So kind of like we exploring a lot of like new architecture, kind of like continuously in order to make the thesis much more faster and have the bigger support for much more use case. Now you're gonna see you can use thesis for perpetual stable coil yield, LP farming on radium, and so and like a general research. So we kind of like want to working with a lot of like a different source of data. Last week when at Solana Summit, we talked with the Metera team. So kind of like we have all the Metera APIs at the moment, so we can make the thesis supporting all the Metera data pools, price, aggregation, something like that on thesis, like we have with the Radium at the moment. And we also like in talk with like Alora, to have their API prediction into the system. So kind of like you can not just only research, but also like give some preference from prediction from another system, like how you can leveraging knowledge from their prediction and like a current market condition. So I think kind of like it's not like a very much on detail of writing now, but like I believe that's next week. I can hope to share more in how we get there into production. So you can see like a thesis are giving you much more use case in order to apply in your research. So yeah, that is like generally all the updates we've been do in the June at the moment. So hope that like give like all the people like the insights about like what we've been cooking on and how the complex thesis has been like solving at the moment.
Seems like this month will be like one of the biggest month of thesis, right? And I believe that many of us are like can't wait to try those new features. So thank you for sharing everything with us today.
Yeah.
Before we wrap this call,
Hmm.
let's open the floor for like some quick Q&A session. Um,
Yep.
so if you guys have any questions, just leave it down below, and we would
Yeah.
love to answer all the questions.
Absolutely.
Everyone, seems like everyone is just having a good time here with us.
Then that's absolutely perfect. So kind of like I want to just like give us like extra more 5 minutes, not just about the product update, but also like give some kind of like an extra guide for our community members in order to maximizing the thesis. So I prepare a little bit like down here on the prompting. So hopefully we can talk more a little bit about that. So maybe like just a quick minute, because like we've been using a lot of. If you go open to thesis, you're gonna see we have a lot of prompt suggestion here. So kind of like you're gonna see, okay, seem like thesis preparing everything for me, in a very detailed matter. But actually, like it's not all the use case gonna be that detail level, or it's gonna be depending on the use case of the users. So kind of like how we do that is like I think like many people are still confusing about like how to learn and use prompt. So I hope that like this is some sort of my experience from learning a lot of tools. So maybe like if you are new to AI research, this can give you a help. So kind of like all the um, simple prompt thesis based on this structure, like who and why as a starter. Like I'm trying to set the context here. So when I prompt, I try to tell the thesis like who what is like a specific topic I'm trying to tap on, and like how that's gonna matter about the result, can bring me what impact, something like that. And on the what, I was trying to kind of like make sure like the communication is clear. Like I want to do that by collecting this data, by understanding from this insight, by kind of like getting as many information as I need in order to kind of like producing me the corresponding data. And the last is about the how is more about like how I want the information to present to me, how I want the evaluation, how about the logic, how about the like output I want to have. So kind of like purely like on the prompting. In case you're very new to to like AI prompting, I believe it's like a purely about like communication clearly, like about setting the context, knowing what need to be done, and how you're gonna verify the result, how you're gonna see the result, and that is really important because like many people are using very short prompt, and actually like we can optimize that prompt for you, but actually like it's more based on our preference, based on our interest. But like I believe Web3 is a very subjective topic, so I believe like all the users should able to understand about like what you want to achieve and what you want to get from like your research result. But actually, like in the near future, when the Asian space become develop completed development, actually we're gonna do a lot of prompt optimization there with a lot of expert we've been communicating. So with that, all the community member can benefit from other knowledge, and they can just prompt it very short. But for now, like it's very necessary to understand what you want to get and what you need to get from. So kind of like a example here is you're gonna see like who and why is like a setting the context like you are expert in something and your result gonna help me to something like that. And in order to exploring the what, it's very clear about you see the context and then the line. Like all the tasks should be break by line, break by sub line, something like that, in order to make sure that step is like clearly not misunderstood about another description, another explaining, something like that. And on the result, like you can make it more clear about how you're going to present that. On thesis, we support all the markdown format. So if you want to have the beautiful, nice rendering, make sure like to include that with your end of your prompt. So with that, you're going to have the very good rendering result from your research, which is you can be very production ready to share to social media or publish on Discovery. In the future, in long run, like maybe you can like go into much more deeper about another topic, but generally they're the same. Like we're gonna have the anatomy of a one prompt with like formula from Greg, I believe the chairman of OpenAI, which is like a generally the same but different like different structure, different orders. And we have the PPFO framework from like DeepSeek R1. I believe I see that somewhere. Uh, Also, like many like even many other product at the moment, they use the same prompt structure like a PPFO. So kind of like with that, you can also like finding how to kind of like give the prompt properly. And actually, like this is like a more community code, so I can't go deeper. But just to understand about like the prompting is actually kind of like something very complex, and it's go from beginner to intermediate to advanced. So what I'm trying to give you here is like a brief understanding about how you can do the communication right in order to kind of like maximize the thesis output for your experience. And yeah, the last not least is like when you do that, I think like what need is like some point here I want to highlight because many people I see is very impatient with the AI research. But like I wish we can have talk more about like how AI research gonna valuation like how people learn and search in the future. So make sure like you have a clear communication and you willing to kind of like interact because the result may not be right in the first time. Even thesis now having about like over 40 plus tools to get you the real time data from on chain and off chain. But you still need to kind of like crafting your things in order to get what exactly you need. And yeah, think about the edge case and check out the output carefully. And the last is like respect the LM capabilities. On thesis, we're now using about at least about I think believe over 10 LLM models from the top-notch provider, and also like some in-house models for some specific works. But even with that, like LLM still in development, to be honest. Like it's very good in production now at the moment, but it's still in development, and you need to keep like respecting the capabilities. It's not like something like it can solve all the problem, but like make sure to clear the communication and understand what it can deliver. So I hope all of that give you a very brief introduction about like how to prompt and how to maximize that with thesis. So yeah, that's all the sharing I love to give for the community.
Thank you for all of your advices. And I find it's really useful for me to improve my prompting, and I would love to try it like after this call.
Yeah,
So I think that's a wrap for today. And big thank you for you, Tuju, for
yeah,
taking the time and share all of these updates and all the tips to enhance the experience uh, of the with thesis. And thanks to everyone who joined this live today. We will be hosting this call regularly, so be sure to keep an eye on our next one.
yeah. We try to do this like every week. So if you have any
Yeah.
question, make sure like you can go on next week. So kind of like we can get it all sorted out.
Okay,
Okay.
so that's a goodbye for now. See you in the next episode, everyone.
Okay. Bye bye. See ya.
Bye bye. Have a nice day. See you.